What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new up in this place, my name is Ntwani Ngomani. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for clicking on this video today. Today's video is going to be an interesting one, and I hope you guys really enjoy it. But before we get to the video, I am doing a giveaway, Julia Jewelry. So I am announcing the winner of that giveaway today in this video at the end of the video. So if you have entered, please do keep watching. Today's video, right, is all about formulating your own career strategy. If you're somebody who feels like they have no direction, you feel like you don't know what to do with your qualification, you are just moving from one job to another job, you literally have no idea where you're gonna end up, you have no idea what to do, this video is for you. Because let me tell you, I was once in your shoes and I discovered this plan, and I have drafted my own strategy using this plan, and I sort of now have an idea, of what I'm working towards. Yes, it might change, but at least there's a plan. So career strategy is just a big fat word for career plan, career goal, which is long term. It's not in the next 6 months, 12 months, because our careers really span that long. So the first thing, or your career strategy should consist of 3 things, right? The first thing being where you want to go, which is your ultimate plan, and where you are now, which is where you're starting at, and the bridge. So it's 3 things: where you want to go, where you are now, and the bridge, which is the actionable steps that are going to get you to the goal. So basically, this is just a big goal setting thing, but at least it helps to give you direction, right? So where you want to go, and where you want to go consists of 2 other things, which is your overall experience that you want to have. So you may say, I want to be an entrepreneur. The longer term goal of my career is to be an entrepreneur, or is to make it into a C-suite executive. So maybe you want to be a CEO, maybe you want to be a director of companies, or maybe you just want to be a big shot influencer at the end of your career, which is absolutely great. So whatever it is that your goal is, keep that in mind. The second thing in your where you want to go is the industry that you want to be in. So you need to decide which industry you want to be in. Do you want to be in fintech? Do you want to be in personal finance? Do you want to be in real estate? I want to be in real estate. So whatever industry that you want to be in, you need to write that down. So let's say you've decided you want to be an entrepreneur, and you want to be an entrepreneur in real estate. So I've decided I want to venture out into property investing and take that on as a full-time entrepreneur in that. And obviously then the industry will be real estate, right? So moving along, right? So you know where you want to go. And for me, that's where I want to go. Where am I now? That's another question you need to ask yourself, because before you can get there, you need to understand where you are, so you can understand what it is that you need to do to get to that point. So for me, where I am now, I'm an assistant manager at an audit firm, and I'm placed in the real estate division. So although I want to be in real estate as an entrepreneur, I'm not there yet, but at least I am getting exposure to the real estate industry through my, real estate audit. So I work with a lot of REITs, real estate investment trusts. So these guys have money that they invest in property, and they get rental income at the end of every month, and I basically come in and I audit that. So already there's some sort of exposure into real estate for me where I am. So you then need to analyze and dig into, where are you now? Do you have that qualification? Are you working towards that qualification? Or maybe are you in service training? Maybe you are doing a bit of graduate programs. Maybe you are a trainee. Wherever you are, you need to understand where you are, so you can know how to get to where you want to be, right? So maybe if you are in training and you want to get into, say for example, fintech, maybe you want to be a C-suite exec, you want to be CEO of a fintech company, then you know that from there onwards, you then need to start driving your career towards the fintech industry. That could be either reading up on fintech stuff, maybe your next job is going to be in the fintech industry. Something related to that goal is what you need to do, right? So that's where you are now. And then let's talk about the bridge, right? The bridge is basically the actionable steps that you need to take to get to the goal that you have set for yourself. And for me, I want to start off with some medium-term goals. And maybe my medium-term goals is to move into an analyst role, for instance, where I will then analyze for these REITs, for instance, whether this property is a good investment. Maybe I will go into analyzing the area that the property is in. Is the property priced right in terms of its valuation? How is the condition of the property? Can we negotiate financing with the bank? At what interest rate? So as an analyst, I would then be moving from just being the auditor who then looks at what has happened and go into a space where I'm actually thinking, should we make this investment or not, right? As an analyst, which is effectively what I want to do as an entrepreneur, as a property investor. I want to sit there and think, is this apartment the right investment for me? That's maybe the medium-term goals. And then maybe also look into the short-term goals that you want to get into. And that could be personally buying a rental property, maybe for yourself, because it's always better to have personal experience in something than just learning about. So whatever it is that you learn, it's always good to put it into practice. So maybe through buying a rental property myself, then I can learn a little bit more about how the process works, you know, the negotiating with the bank, the negotiating with the seller. There are certain things you can't learn from a book. There are certain things you can only learn from experience. So maybe you want to do that. And then actionable tiny steps could include networking with people who own real estate, people who are property investors, who I could leverage their knowledge on. Maybe listening to a few podcasts, YouTube videos, reading property investing books, or maybe even I could take a course in real estate investment, you know. So those are the few things that eventually feed into the goal. And I just want to stress that, you know, and especially where I am now being an auditor in real estate, that my move here was not only just about the travel, the experience, touring Europe. It was also a strategic move that feeds into my overall goal, because I did have another offer which was paying me way higher than this job, and it was probably going to be a very good job, but it didn't feed into my long-term goal. The one thing about this job that I have is that they were offering me real estate industry, which is effectively what feeds into my long-term goal. So you then need to assess what your next step needs to be, you know, to feed into the grand plan that you have. You can't just then now take whatever job that comes your way and it doesn't feed into your long-term goals. Yes, we need to survive, and yes, you know, the economy is bad and we need a job, but all I'm saying is at least make sure that you are working towards your own goals as well, and the stuff that you do on a daily basis feeds into that goal. Sometimes your job might actually not feed into the goal, but you are taking some personal other things that feed into them. Maybe you're taking a course, maybe you're listening to a podcast, maybe you are reading a certain book that feeds into that vision. So that's basically how you formulate a career strategy. And this method I stumbled upon a year ago, just as when I was deciding what to do, you know, after articles. And this really helped to put a lot of things into perspective, because sometimes we go into certain jobs because the majority of people are doing that. So, oh, maybe I should do it too. Oh, everybody's going into investment banking, maybe I should also go into investment banking. But does that speak to your goal? Does that speak to your interests? Because also another thing is, are you interested in this thing? Does it excite you? Does it set your soul on fire to sit and think about fintech? If fintech is not something you're interested in, just because everybody's going into fintech doesn't mean you should go into fintech too. You know, so all of these things play a role, but I really hope from this video you have sort of gotten a bit of direction into how you can sit down and think about your career and think about how you want it to pan out. Because I can promise you, all these great people that you see, your CEOs, your big shot influencers that we all love on our social media pages, all these billionaires, all these people didn't just wake up one day and it happened. They sat down, they had a strategy, they worked towards it, they had actionable steps that they were working towards. They understood what they are, they understood where they want to go, and they bridged that gap. They did something. So it's not going to happen overnight, but you can definitely work towards it. So I hope this video really brought in some value. Coming on to the winner of our giveaway. So I have done a random pick of the winner. There were a couple of people who entered the giveaway, and I've done a random pick of the winner. And the winner of this giveaway, I actually wrote it down. The winner of this giveaway is Kongelani Mashaba. So Kongelani Mashaba, if you're watching this video, please drop me a DM on Instagram, and we can then arrange for this package to be delivered to your door. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to like, to subscribe, and to leave a comment down below and let me know if you like this sort of career orientated talks, so we can have more of it. Otherwise, drop me a comment and let me know how you feel about this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.